Hey guys, Logan with Enduro Engineering here to show you how to install the new full floating skid plate for the 250 and 300 of the new chassis on the KTM and Husqvarna motorcycles. Okay, first step is just going to be removing the stock skid plate. On the 250 and 300 there's a little hole here that accesses that mounting bolt. So you got an 8mm T-handle or a socket. If you're using a socket, you're going to have to use a long one. So just reach through there and pull that bolt out. There's one on both sides. And then as well as you've got the rear mounting bolts directly under the foot pegs. So 8mm on that as well. You got them on both sides, pull that out, and then we can pull the skid plate off. Okay, now that we got the stock skid plate off, in your kit you've got some of this foam adhesive. So anywhere that the skid plate is going to come in contact with the frame rails, you're going to want to put some of this foam adhesive on. So you can just measure it out, you can take some scissors and cut it, or you can simply just rip it. And then if the frame's dirty or anything like that, take some contact cleaner, wipe it off real good, and then stick the foam adhesive right on the frame rails. So now you're going to want to take the bracket out of your skid plate kit. Right here in the front you can see it says front, so that'll face forward with an arrow going up. So make sure that the arrow goes up. And then we're going to use the mounting holes from the OEM skid plate here on the frame, and then take the provided 6x35 bolts and then go ahead and thread that through the frame and into the bracket. And you've got one on both sides. Okay, now we can take the skid plate. We're going to leave this front bracket loose, and you can hold it up to the frame. Get the back mounting holes lined up with the mounting holes right underneath the foot pegs, and take the other provided 6x25 bolts and just get those started. Just get a couple threads in there, but keep it nice and loose. Get them on both sides, and then you can move to the front here. You can reach in behind and get the bracket lined up. Take the other 6x25 bolts and thread those in the front. Again, just a couple threads, leaving it nice and loose. Get all four of those bolts just started. Okay, by leaving the four bolts loose here on the mount of the skid plate, you can see the skid plate gives a little. That way you can get a T-handle into that mounting bolt of the bracket. Or if you're going to use a socket, use a socket extension. That way you can reach out further. And then you can tighten that bolt on the bracket down before you tighten the skid plate. So tighten this one and the one on the other side down first. Alright, so the bracket is tightened up. Now we're going to go back through and tighten the four mounting bolts of the skid plate. So just take an 8mm and tighten all four of those down. Got the two in the rear and the two up front. Okay, so that's how you install the skid plate on the current KTM and Husqvarna 250 and 300 chassis. If you have any questions, give us a call at 517-393-2421 or visit EnduroENG.com.